For a long time now, the internet has been buzzing with countless rumors and speculations about Tom or from mountain men. Whispers have circulated suggesting that Tom has been hiding more than what the public sees on screen, that behind his calm presence lies a world of secrets he prefers not to share. Some of you may have stumbled upon these rumors, while others may be hearing them for the very first time. But one thing is certain, critics, skeptics, and even loyal fans have all at some point hinted that the star of the mountains carries more behind the scenes than he ever reveals. At first, such gossip felt strange and awkward, almost impossible to believe. Yet as time went on, these rumors refused to fade. Instead, they grew louder, stronger, and more persistent. The whispers soon spread like wildfire, leaving his community torn apart with mixed feelings and shocking conclusions. While some people dismissed the talk outright, others became deeply invested in proving his innocence. The entire situation created a cloud of suspense, a tug-of-war between loyalty and doubt. As his supporters wrestled with a painful question, had they been misled all these years? Or were they simply caught up in an unexpected storm of revelations? For a while, silence dominated the atmosphere. Even Tom's own quietness seemed to shield him from the chaos, leaving many unsure of what to think. But now, at the age of 68, that long silence has been reinterpreted. What once seemed like mere gossip is now being taken as confirmation. One of us followers are left to live with a painful truth that weighs heavily on their hearts. Some wish they had remained neutral and uninvolved, while others now carry shame and confusion about what comes next. The burning questions remain. Can Tom arise from the ashes of doubt and defeat? Can his reputation, so carefully built, ever be fully restored? Before we uncover those details, let us step back and understand who Tom Oar really is, and what kind of extraordinary journey led him to fame. A long walk to fame. Looking closely at Tom Oar's life, one can see the scars and struggles that shaped his path to the top. It was never an easy road, many will attest to that, but Tom never shied away from hard work. He rolled up his sleeves, pushed through pain and hardship, and kept moving forward when most people would have quit. In the beginning, it seemed like his efforts might amount to nothing, but his resilience proved stronger than despair. Against all odds, his persistence carried him to victory. Tom's journey to fame began when he decided to carve out a path few were willing to tread. He first entered the world of professional rodeo as a cowboy, determined to unlock the potential inside him. From a young age, he felt he was destined for the wilderness. And when he gave it a real chance, he discovered a pursuit that would forever define his life. With his unique talents and skillful hands, he soon began competing in bronc riding events, where his name quickly rose among the elite riders of the sport. For nearly 2 decades, Tom toured across the country, showing that no challenge was too great for him. His fame spread far and wide, his reputation echoing across the rodeo world. Unlike many of his contemporaries who faded into obscurity, Tom proved he was not just passing through, he was here to stay. By the early 1970s, he had become a national figure, earning recognition in the International Rodeo Association, where he frequently ranked among the top 10 riders and qualified for finals. His passion for rodeo was unmatched, and for a time, he reaped the rewards of his relentless dedication. But even heroes face breaking points. As his career soared, his body began to wear down. Balancing his demanding lifestyle with his family responsibilities grew harder. Then came the most terrifying moment of his life, a near-death accident that changed everything. A brush with death in his mid-30s. Tom experienced a day that could have ended it all. While riding a bull named Wooly Bully, disaster struck. As he exited the chute, he collided head-on with the bull, knocking him unconscious almost instantly. His hand remained tangled in the rope, trapping him beneath the thrashing animal for 2 agonizing minutes. The horrifying sight left the crowd frozen in helplessness, certain that Tom would not survive. Miraculously, he did. After 3 hours of unconsciousness, Tom finally woke up, but not without lasting damage. He had suffered a severe concussion, extensive bruising, and emotional scars that would haunt him for years. He later admitted that it felt like staring straight into the gates of hell. From that moment forward, rodeo never felt the same. The passion, the drive, the fire, it all faded. The demands of the sport had taken their toll, and in 1981, Tom made the decision to walk away for good. Together with his wife Nancy, he embraced a new chapter of life. They moved to Montana's Yaak Valley, a remote wilderness far removed from the chaos of rodeo life. Their survival depended on grit, creativity, and resourcefulness. Tom and Nancy learned essential skills: strapping, tanning hides, and crafting leather goods to sustain themselves. Over time, their efforts blossomed into a lifestyle they both came to love. Tom's craftsmanship became legendary. With his hands, he could turn nothing into something of value. His handmade moccasins, leather goods, and other creations soon won the admiration of his community, who came to rely on his artistry. Slowly but surely, Tom built a new legacy, one of resilience, self-reliance, and unmatched skill. Life as a mountain man, Tom's second act truly flourished when mountain men came calling. After leaving rodeo, he never imagined he would find a new stage, but life had other plans. His move to Montana had given him not only a fresh start, but also a unique skill set that stood out in modern times. In 2012, when the History Channel launched Mountain Men, Tom Oar was among the original cast members. From the very beginning, his presence captivated audiences. Fans admired his ruggedness, his humility, and his ability to survive against all odds. For 13 straight seasons, Tom became the heartbeat of the show. His adventures, his struggles, and his wisdom made him a beloved figure, not just on TV, but in the hearts of viewers around the world. Through it all, Tom Oar remained more than just a character on a screen. He was a symbol of endurance, proof that even when life knocks you down, you can rise again by holding on to resilience, hard work, and determination. Across the 13 long seasons of Mountain Men, Tom stood tall at the very height of his career. He wasn't just another face on the show. He possessed an unusual and almost magnetic talent that glued fans to their television screens week after week. What made him shine among the cast was not just his skill, but a rare blend of resilience, craftsmanship, and an unwavering respect for the natural world. These qualities made him the fans' favorite, and every time an episode aired, viewers couldn't stop talking about him. Tom's story quickly became the most told and retold on the show, and each time his name came up, fans always had something to say. His journey captured not only the physical challenges of wilderness living, but also the universal struggles of aging, adaptation, and carrying on a family legacy. For many, it was more than entertainment. It was inspiring and deeply relatable. What impressed fans the most was Tom's ability to seamlessly shift from one role to another, almost effortlessly within the show. He was always at the center of each episode, and his performance remained consistently commendable. Because of how accurately and passionately he played his part, his popularity echoed far and wide, reaching the very ends of the earth, especially within the Mountain Men community, and even among casual passersby who admired his spirit. He wasn't only seen as a survivalist, a nickname he earned with pride, but also as a role model for younger generations. Many looked up to him as a mentor who guided them through his example of grit and wisdom. Tom's debut on Mountain Men was nothing short of phenomenal. Alongside Eustace Conway and Marty Miroto, he was one of the 3 cast members who gave their all to the reality series from the very beginning. Each brought a unique charisma and personality, but Tom soon became the center of attraction. His nature-conquering skills gave him a unique edge in facing the daily challenges of the wilderness. Viewers, wrapped in high expectations, couldn't contain their joy whenever Tom surpassed them, often doing more than anyone had anticipated. His deep acquaintance with the Yaak River Valley made him a true spectacle among his colleagues, etching his name in the hearts of fans everywhere. Despite all the challenges the wilderness threw at him, Tom always found ways to push through. Together with his wife Nancy, he plowed through life with a determination to live it in the best way possible. Their loyal German short-haired pointer, Ellie, added another layer of warmth to their story, making their homestead complete. Fans loved Tom not only for his survival skills, but also for the way he breathed energy into scenes that otherwise might have felt dull. His techniques and knowledge weren't learned overnight. They came from years of struggles, hard lessons, pain, and even betrayal. Tom's earlier experience as a rodeo personnel provided him with a foundation that extended his influence well into the world of trapping and wilderness survival. His rodeo years gave him toughness, resourcefulness, and self-reliance traits he carried into the show. Tanning hides, working leather, and mastering self-sufficiency were all skills rooted in that earlier life. Over the seasons, Tom displayed to fans what he was truly made of. As he risked his life to navigate countless dangers and overcome seemingly impossible challenges, as Montana's brutal winters set in, Tom developed strategies that left many in awe. He worked tirelessly to stockpile firewood, hunt meat, and set traps, ensuring he would never be caught off guard. Still, survival was far from easy. Finding food was often harder than expected, and at times the wilderness took a toll on him, leaving him facing food scarcity and exhaustion. But Tom always found a way to improvise, creating solutions from scratch, and maneuvering around obstacles that would have broken most men. He never faced this life alone. His closest neighbor and longtime friend Will, who had been with him since his rodeo days, often joined him. The two were inseparable, hunting together, sharing chores, and calling themselves twins because of their bond. As episodes and seasons passed, the threats grew. Bears and wolves frequently prowled near his home, testing his strength and wits. Yet Tom, ever smart and courageous, always managed to outthink or outfight the dangers. He became a pro at saving livestock from scavengers, often risking his life in the process. But while Tom and Nancy built their lives in the wilderness, this rugged lifestyle came with personal sacrifices. Their daughter struggled to adapt to the hardships. What had seemed like an adventurous childhood for her turned into a burden. The life her parents had promised was far different from the reality she endured, leaving lasting effects on her. Tom, though, promised her that things would get better, and he tried, without exaggeration, to keep that promise. Season 7 brought one of Tom's most terrifying ordeals yet. Unlike past challenges, this one nearly cost him his life. At an age when many thought he might slow down, Tom proved he was still willing to risk everything for the life he loved. That season, wildfires swept through Montana, threatening not only his homestead but his entire way of life in the Yaak Valley. On top of the fires came predator invasions, with wolves and bears encroaching dangerously close to his traps and livestock. Through it all, Tom stood firm, his determination unshaken. Tom's career on Mountain Men continued to grow, never falling short of expectations. Each season had its own peculiarities, yet he always managed to shine. Fans loved him not just as a character on television, but as a man who embodied everything they admired about rugged survival. However, despite all these triumphs, life threw Tom difficult challenges behind the scenes. His strength lay in his commitment to finding light in even the darkest situations, and that spirit kept him going for years. To fans and casual observers alike, Tom Oar's life on Mountain Men was nothing short of remarkable. Many claimed no other reality star could match the heights he had reached. They sang his praises constantly, giving him nicknames that reflected his identity as a trapper, hunter, and survivalist. But just as fans settled into believing they had found their ideal star, whispers began to circulate. Rumors swirled, spreading through the media at alarming speed. Fans, unwilling to accept vague answers, began investigating, trying to piece together the truth. For years, the search led to dead ends, but eventually, the bombshell came shattering everything fans had believed. The shocking revelation was this: at 68, Tom confirmed that he would be retiring from Mountain Men for years. Whispers of his retirement had floated around, but no one truly believed it. Tom had always promised his fans a long journey together, so the idea that he would quit seemed impossible. Yet his health told a different story. By season 11, episode 4, titled Heart and Soul, the truth became undeniable. Tom was battling serious health issues. After medical tests, doctors discovered his heart wasn't functioning properly and fluid was blocking his lungs. Medication helped, but not enough. Even a heart monitor showed poor results. This heart issue. This is a whole new look at life for him, Nancy admitted. For Tom and Nancy, the diagnosis changed everything. Their daily lives shifted, their routines altered, and the strength Tom once had began to fade. Though Nancy held on to hope for a miracle, the reality was clear. Tom could no longer push himself as he once had. Doctors warned that he needed to consider retirement seriously. For fans, the possibility was heartbreaking, but they clung to hope until Tom finally confirmed it himself. He was stepping away from the wilderness life he had given everything to. His words carried a heavy sadness. "I tried to give my best without exaggeration. But sadly, I can't continue because the life-draining hands of sickness have forced me into an early retirement." The announcement stunned the community, devastated fans, and even shook the producers of Mountain Men. Though Tom's chapter in the show has closed, his legacy remains unshakable. His adventures, his courage, and his indomitable spirit will not be forgotten. For the community of fans who had followed him faithfully from the very beginning, Tom's departure felt like the end of an era. He was more than just a cast member on Mountain Men. He was the beating heart of the series. His wisdom, his rugged charm, and his ability to transform simple survival into a profound life lesson made him unforgettable. Every scene he appeared in carried weight, and every word he spoke seemed to echo with experience. Too many losing Tom on the screen felt like losing a guide, a mentor, and a living example of courage. The truth is, Tom's presence on Mountain Men extended far beyond what cameras could capture. Off-screen, he embodied the same principles of honesty, resilience, and dedication that fans admired on television. He wasn't playing a role. He was simply being himself. That authenticity is what set him apart. While others might have treated reality TV as just a job, Tom lived it. Every challenge, every triumph, and every setback was real. That's why when fans heard of his declining health, the heartbreak ran so deep, it felt like watching a loved one struggle. Nancy, his devoted wife and partner in every adventure, carried the weight of his struggles alongside him. She had always been his anchor, supporting his decisions and walking every mile of wilderness life at his side. But as Tom's health deteriorated, she became not just his companion, but his caretaker. Her hope for a miracle kept her steady, though deep inside, she knew that the time had come for change. Their marriage, tested by decades of hardships in the wild, once again proved its strength in the face of illness. Together they made the difficult decision that Tom would step back, even if it broke both their hearts. For the producers of Mountain Men, Tom's retirement was also a heavy blow. He wasn't just another character to fill a slot, he was a pillar of the show's identity. His storylines gave the series depth, heart, and authenticity. Without him, the landscape of the show felt different. But they, too, respected his choice, understanding that no level of fame or fan support could outweigh health and well-being. Fans responded with an outpouring of love. Social media filled with tributes, stories, and memories of how Tom had inspired them. Some spoke of how they learned survival skills by watching him, while others admired his philosophy of living simply in harmony with the land. Many younger viewers admitted they saw him as the grandfather they never had, a man whose values they wished to live by. His retirement announcement turned into a celebration of his legacy, reminding the world that his contributions would never fade. Even if he no longer appeared on screen, Tom Oar's journey on Mountain Men was not just about surviving in the wild. It was about teaching others what survival really meant. It wasn't only hunting, trapping, or building shelters. It was perseverance, sacrifice, and love for both nature and family. His story showed that true strength comes not from resisting challenges, but from adapting to them with courage, and even in retirement. That legacy continues, though the wilderness of Montana will always carry echoes of Tom's presence. The greatest mark he left behind was in the hearts of those who admired him. His career may have closed its chapter on television, but his legend lives on through the stories told by fans, the lessons he imparted, and the spirit of resilience he embodied. For many, Tom will forever remain the face of Mountain Men, a man who conquered not only the wilderness, but also the hearts of millions.